Welcome to another episode of the Rondo, presented by DoorDash. The 2025 MLS Cup Final is finally set. We got the Vancouver Whitecaps taking on Inter-Miami. Who's going to take home the title? You guys ready to talk about it?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, guys, let's get straight into it. First team we're going to talk about, the Vancouver Whitecaps. They're strong, they're resilient. Nobody expected them to get here at the beginning of the season. Who are the ones to watch?
Nice adjectives, by the way, bro. Strong, resilient.
Thank you.
It's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. All right, we got Thomas Muller. We know he's a star. Who else is a player to watch from this Vancouver Whitecaps team?
It kind of starts and ends with Mueller, but to be honest, outside of that, you've got to go with Brian White. I mean, he was scoring goals for fun at the start of the season, and he had a couple injuries there. One hamstring knock, which really derailed his chances of maybe making it to the USMNT long term. He was right in the picture for a while. And him and Mueller have developed a really good relationship. There were kind of some fears that maybe, because Brian White, let's get nerdy. Brian White's like a pure number 9. Mueller can play a bit of everywhere. Like, there was maybe a concern that they'd get in each other's way, almost. But the two of them have figured it out, and that's a really dangerous duo. So, hey, if Mueller's setting him up and Brian White's scoring, this is a much closer game than a lot of people think.
Sure, bro. And also, we got to talk about Vancouver kind of being Inter-Miami's kryptonite, bro.
Yeah.
Like, every time Inter-Miami play against Vancouver giving them some problems. And I want to give some props to my guy, Emmanuel Sabi. Been playing extremely well this year for Vancouver after a move from the French league. He's been progressing for them. He's been scoring in big matches, especially in the last round. So we gonna see what he does against Inter-Miami, and they're definitely gonna cause them some issues. Another person, Ali Ahmed, bro. This guy 1v1 is a killer. He's a demon, and he's gonna be looking to break some ankles in the final. Sometimes it looks like he doesn't even know what he's doing on the ball.
Hey, what?
But very effective. Very effective.
Your opponent
player.
can't know what you're about to do if you don't know what you're about to do. So I'm
Exactly,
See,
bro.
immediate, like, deep cuts from Raheem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure. I know
Do you
my
what I
MLS
mean?
ball.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Those are ball-knowing moments. But I was like, okay, let's just make it easy for the fans. Guy scores goals. Raheem's like, let me tell you.
Let me tell you some
Hey,
real
what's up,
deep
man?
cuts.
I got to give you some players to watch.
All
You
right,
feel
all
me?
right. The Mueller-Messi storyline is really interesting, though, because they played 10 times in their career, and Thomas Mueller is 7-3 against Messi.
Yeah.
That is the best record of any player who has ever played against Lionel Messi at least 10 times.
Kind of scary.
It's kind of scary. He is kind of his kryptonite, just like Vancouver could be considered Miami's kryptonite based on the results from this season. Thomas Mueller has also played Messi in the biggest final that you can think of in the 2014 World Cup, and he came out on top of that one too.
Question. There's a final bigger than the MLS Cup Final?
Depends who you ask.
Fair enough.
But listen, they played in that World Cup final. They played in the Champions League. They played in the biggest stages, and Mueller has kind of had the upper hand. You'd think that he gets that again in MLS.
Look, it's tough to say, and we'll come on to this later, but I think Inter-Miami have really hit their best form in recent weeks, but Vancouver knows how to beat them, so it would not surprise me at all if you see another great Mueller performance. The question is, like, could Messi just outscore him?
Yeah,
Like, genuinely.
Messi's got MLS record 13 goal contributions in the playoffs so far, which is just ridiculous. 13 goal contributions in the playoffs. That's a whole season total for some guys who are really solid players.
Was it averaging, is it a goal involvement every 32 minutes?
Yeah,
now?
the math works out to something like that. Vancouver kind of came into the season, they're a little middling last year. People weren't expecting big things from them. They lost the DP like a week before the season started. They added Jesper Sorensen, their manager, 9 days before the season started, and they've turned out to be fantastic. What do you think he brings to the team tactics-wise as the manager?
There was this whole thing about Vancouver about how they were going to be mid-table. I noticed a lot of like the MLS insiders, including friend of the pod Tom Bogut, had them at like 13th in the Western Conference, which is really funny.
That's crazy.
But a lot of people thought they would struggle because of the lack of quality, and also like the manager was an unknown, man. He'd coached like 3rd division in Denmark. Like what are you supposed to do with this? But he's had a really attacking front foot mentality, and no one was really ready for it. And they have the kind of caliber of player that makes sense. I mean, you're a big Sebastian Berhalter fanboy, and he is kind of like the...
He's all right. Like, I didn't say it. Who said that, bro? Who started that rumor?
Yeah, I mean, you got the poster of him in your room.
I mean, he cool. He a great, like, you know what I'm saying? He's doing well in MLS, don't get me wrong. But, like, I wouldn't say, like, I'm a massive fan.
My point
Whoa,
is...
no glaze,
your
bro.
point
No
is-
glaze.
Okay,
No glaze.
my point is, Sebastian Berhalter is like a perfect fit in this team with the work rate, with the energy, and he kind of embodies all of it, and that's what Sorensen has brought to the team.
You can't talk about this final without talking about the team that everyone thought that was going to be here, Inter-Miami.
Sure.
This is the most hyped up MLS team of all time. And they've shown this playoffs that they might be the best MLS team of all time in terms of their production, their goal scoring, and their flair and their star power. So, guys, we know we got Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Messi. Who else is the X factor for this Inter-Miami team that'll show out in the final?
Tadeo Allende, bro. Come on now. Played magnificent in the game before. He's really been kind of
hat trick in the Eastern Conference Final,
bro.
yeah.
Like literally, and I'm pretty sure they've been benching Luis Suarez as of late.
Yeah, and
as
you're about to steal my point, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I'll let you expand on that. But Tadeo Allende showing super talent, 3 goals in the last match.
Yeah,
played incredible. Honestly, when you have a guy like Messi on the field supplying you with the ball, you're gonna get these opportunities. All you have to do is finish. Another person I want to give a big shout out to is Noah Allen, a young homegrown that's come into this Inter Miami squad. He's actually American, but is declared for the Greece national team now. Obviously, it's been hard for him to get in the USMNT, considering how much depth they have, but he's been a solid addition to the back line, and he's one of the reasons why Inter Miami have stopped conceding so many goals this season.
Shout out to Noah Allenopoulos.
Noah Allenopoulos, that's your new name now, bro.
Yo, what you know about Matteo Silvetti?
Ooh, who's
Baller.
that?
Right, so he is from the same place as Lionel Messi. They're both in Newell's Old Boys. Old Boys?
Yeah,
Old Boys.
yeah.
Newell's Old Boys. I can't say that.
As opposed to Young Boys, which is in
As opposed to Young
Switzerland.
Boys, which is in Switzerland. Them Young Boys. Anyway, but Silvetti is half the age of Messi, but is playing like a tiny little like Messi light.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I like
not
the 3
comparing-
lights.
Yeah, 3 lights, many lights. But the point is that Luis Suarez was suspended, so they brought Silvetti into the lineup to kind of play off the left and as that second striker. And since then, Silvetti has added like an injection of pace and also like the sense of like youthful desire that Suarez just doesn't have, man. Like his legs are cooked.
You saw a sprint?
Yeah.
Yeah, he moves like
yeah.
You guys see one of those like overbred bulldogs where their knees are kind of inverted? When I see Suarez move, that's all that I can picture in my head.
Bro,
Anyway,
my boy be running like Luigi in Super Mario. Like, his legs just moving, bro. Go ahead.
Anyway, Silvetti's been scoring, he's been assisting, and he's been putting in the legwork. And when he's come into the side, Inter Miami is so much better balanced.
Yes.
Which is so important. They're a better team back to front. You know, there are still some defensive issues, and you can pick on individuals. Maxi Falcone, what the like, they're a much better balanced team.
Yeah.
And those individual mistakes maybe don't get amplified as much.
And it's also one of those things where if you have Luis Suarez, who is arguably the greatest striker of this generation, coming off the bench, come on, man.
Well, that's the thing as well, isn't it? It's like, in this game, and we can talk about it specifically, but if it's 0-0, 1-1, whatever, with 20 minutes left, you look at your bench like, who am I going to bring
Yeah,
on?
the greatest striker of the past 15 years.
I'm putting Pistolero in 10 out of 10 times, my guy.
Yep.
Well, you know,
Even
like
if he can
Yannick
on
Bryce.
one leg.
Yeah. Listen, I think one thing to note is that a lot of people think only of Messi when they think of this team, which is fair. He is the greatest player to ever kick a ball. But
Thank you.
they scored 5 goals in the Eastern Conference Final, and he didn't even score a single one. Now, he did have an assist, but...
And he was involved in the build-up to every single one.
And he's involved in the build-up to every single one. But the fact that they could put 5 past you and Messi doesn't even touch the back of the net is ridiculous.
Because if he's not scoring them, he's creating them.
Does Messi need to win MLS Cup this year for his legacy in MLS to be cemented?
No.
Why?
No. Because this is the greatest individual season of all time that we saw this year. He won the Supporters' Shield, which, let's be honest, a Supporters' Shield and points record is harder to win than MLS Cup, and I will not hear otherwise.
And that is how most other leagues determine who
He won the
wins,
league. He won the league his first full year, and his second, not even full year because he had to be rested, injured, etc., etc. He the second most goal contributions in a season ever.
Yeah.
One behind Carlos Vela, who played like 5 more games. What more does Messi have to do, bro? Like, the team's there, the coaches, like, dude, his legacy's secure. He's going to win the MVP this year and for the next 3 years, assuming he sticks around.
I'm not going to lie, man. I feel like David Beckham would be very sick if they don't win the MLS Cup with him. He's spending all that money, he's spending all that bread, and you're not even going to secure 1 star on that crest? Man, Messi better win this trophy, bro, and it's up for him to grab.
So you think he has to?
I wouldn't say that. Okay, I will say this. I think Messi has to, bro, because when you have a player like that, okay, let's do this for example. CR7 with Al Nassr in the Saudi league.
Hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won.
Right.
They want him to win extremely bad.
People talk about that.
To the point where it's like he is actually more inclined and wants to win more in Saudi, arguably now than what he said. What, the World Cup is only 6 or 7 games?
Yeah.
To him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like if you're bringing all right, this is what I'll say. If you're bringing a player of Messi's caliber, the goal should be to win everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Especially in this moment. I don't know if Inter Miami is also going to ever get this opportunity again.
So
you know?
That's a really good point.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
Busquets
like-
and Jordi Alba are retiring at the end of the season.
Right.
The gang is not coming back for another year.
So that's what's interesting. It's like Miami's offseason is the most interesting offseason in Major League Soccer, no matter what happens. They're going to have money to spend, and they are going to have like a squad to build. and they might have a trophy to defend. So, but before we even get there, like, this feels like the last ride of guys who have been best mates for what, 10 plus years?
10 years, man.
Decades.
This is the last ride, and honestly, you got to finish it with a bang. I feel like Messi would be absolutely sick if they win this. If they're in a final in Miami right before they're getting the new stadium, and they miss out on winning this, man, especially without Jordi Alba and Busquets, the guys he brought in that are his boys, to carry a trophy on that last day. If they don't end up doing it, I think he'll be very, very upset.
All right, let's get into the nitty gritty of the game itself. Who's your pick? Who's winning? Tom.
Miami 4-2. It's going to be an absolute goal fest because neither team really likes defending.
Absolutely.
And Messi in a final, I don't know. He's going to have a hand in at least 2 goals. And the way Tadeo Allende is playing at the moment, if he gets one chance, he's burying it. So I think Miami will have a little bit too much for them in the end. Vancouver are going to put up a great fight, and I don't think it's going to be a 4-2 battering. I think it'll be pretty close. I'll give you a 3-2. Sort of towards the end, Miami just gets a consolation, or like Suarez, an extra one to bury.
Put on Suarez for the last 5 minutes, and he hits him with a cheeky finish.
Ballon a El Pistolero.
Raheem, who you got?
Man, I got Inter Miami for this one, bro. I feel like they just have to have it, bro. It's just destined for Messi to win this last trophy with his boys. I go with a 2-2 draw for full-time whistle. Extra time, Inter Miami take it home with a Messi goal. 3-2.
Yeah,
extra time.
Not even penalty kicks. An extra time, Messi goal.
I thought you were rooting for pens there, and I was going to be like, you sick.
Bastian Berhalter, winner. Bardowski, 5-4. 5-4, Vancouver Whitecaps.
Raheem, known Sebastian Berhalter appreciator.
He said, you're a fan, right? I was like,
am I?
I mean, he's a great player, don't get me wrong.
All
But.
right, I'm unfortunately going to copy you guys. I got Miami winning this one 3-2.
Boring,
I know. Vancouver Whitecaps are a very good team. Vancouver Whitecaps deserve to be here. If Vancouver Whitecaps win the final, I would not be shocked. That said, Messi is the greatest to ever kick a ball. It's really hard to argue against that.
Prediction?
If 3-2 Inter Miami, Messi with the winner, like the 83rd minute.
Ooh, tasty.
Thank you to DoorDash for sponsoring this episode of the Rondo. With DoorDash, you're able to have the life of the party delivered straight to your door. Bring the vibes to your MLS Cup Final watch along with DoorDash. If you liked the episode, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment down below who you think is going to win MLS Cup 2025. If any player scores a hat trick in the MLS Final, use promo code HATTRICK3 to get $10 off your $35 plus DoorDash order that includes groceries, alcohol, or convenience items. Every hat trick means a chance to save on DoorDash using promo code HATTRICK3.